I suck at intros. So a friend of mine was over this past weekend, and believe me, even though it was the 4th of July weekend, we mostly stayed inside and played a very sophisticated game of apples to apples. Okay, guys, we're gonna play a very good game of apples to apples. You guys placed your cards down. The word again was delicious, also meaning scrumptious and savory and scrumdiddlyumptious. We all set. I'm ready! Ooh, I'm ready! Let's play! Yeah, let's play. I totally got this one. I ain't kidding. I got this one. Yeah. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, let's see. First one we have. Bubblegum. Yes, very delicious. I love bubblegum. Next one we have. Cheeseburgers. Yes, cheeseburgers are very delicious. I love me some cheeseburgers. And then the final card down is your mom. So who had the blank card and a black magic marker? Okay, so it wasn't sophisticated, but we still had fun. And in the middle of this game, a subject got brought up. Somehow one of the cards related to religion or something like that, and everybody was like, oh, well, okay. So it got played, and we got into like a religious subject, and my one friend was all like, yeah, religion's just there to organize people and turn them into a flock of sheep. To brainwash them to do their deeds. However, friend number 2 thought otherwise. Well, nobody should lose faith. It's definitely something we shouldn't be losing any time in our lives. And friend number 1 said, oh no, I'm not saying that at all. And oddly enough, I had the audacity, if that's the right word in this case, to actually speak up and say, you can't lose faith. And that can't be confused at all. I mean, they're two totally different things. And so friend number 2 says, well, tell me then, what's the difference? I had half a second to come up with a response. And completely out of whim, I came with the following response, which is probably the smartest I've come up with in a while. Well, faith is undefined, whereas religion is ritual. And then my friend applauded me. That was a great answer! Oh, good answer! When this response happened, I didn't know how to take it. I almost felt completely overwhelmed by the fact that a friend of mine, who may I mention has a higher IQ than I do, applauded me for coming up with a very intelligent response to a question that most people usually can't come up with an answer for. And right now I just want to apologize because I don't want to be misleading. Religion is not the subject at hand. In fact, the thing I want to talk about is my response to the applause. Granted, I reenacted that whole statement really poorly. It was more like of a good answer. That is exactly a good answer for that kind of situation kind of response. But still, my reaction to it was very confusing. Really? I said something smart? That never happens. So, I lack confidence, and most people who know me personally know this well of me. I don't know fully where this came from. I can tell you that a lot of things happened as a kid that made me not believe in myself because usually referred to other sources that I would go to. Thus, false information was given to me by an outside source either on television, which remind you it's actually from PBS Kids and stuff like that, or my parents. And so I would be displaying this information and I would get laughed at, and it would be a burden and a harsh statement to me. Take, for example, when I was really young. We were going over biology, basically, and we were talking about the animal kingdom, and one of the things that came up was camouflage. And I remembered watching Kratts' Creatures. I was a big fan of the show, and I love the Kratt brothers. They've had a couple of shows here and there for the PBS station. One of them was indeed Kratts' Creatures, and they went over camouflage I'm going to guess a few weeks prior. And I remembered how they talked about zebras, and how zebras actually have a camouflage type mechanism where they'll travel in herds, so the stripes blend and they can't tell where one begins and one ends, and it makes it harder for predators to find them. However, upon responding to this... "Oh, teacher, zebras have camouflage!" Excuse me? I was usually laughed at for it, either by the teacher or the kids. I would even explain to myself in saying, the zebras blend with each other so that it's harder to tell where one begins and one ends. Whenever a lion is looking at them, they can't see well, so it blends and they don't know where to attack and how to attack because it looks like one massive creature. And yet for some reason, I get laughed at for it. Obviously this happens when you're young, so it grows on you. Hence kind of the whole thing you might learn in psychology class whenever you're a child and something minor like that might happen to you, it kind of sticks to you. I've been complimented on my comedy at work. A lot of customers like to walk up to me and say, "You're hilarious, you always have a smile on your face." And I always tell them, "Really? I'm funny?" Granted, it probably doesn't show very well in the videos, but in real life, I can be kind of a goofball, and a lot of customers appreciate this. And the thing that's going through my mind is, right, okay, awkward. And so unfortunately, ever since I've started out young, growing up, taking compliments is hard. I never got compliments except for my own parents, and in my mind, and still to this day, giving compliments to your kid is kind of your job, so it doesn't really count. So from the outside sources of the world, I never really got a, "Oh, job well done," except for like an A on a math test. To which don't mean crap to a child. They want to know, "Oh, I did something cool." Not just math test. "I got this problem right at this exact moment, and everybody looked at me like, "Oh, that was cool." And I even remember when I was a kid, I would get a question right, and I'd feel really proud of myself, and everybody would look at me like as if I'm stupid and weird, going, "Oh, she got that right? You're kidding, right?" And so my lack of confidence has grown. However, there are ways to build your confidence back up. As a kid, I had to defend for myself. So building up your confidence can be a little bit difficult, but don't worry, there are ways to get around it. Well, not around it, but how to build your confidence, and how to make you feel stronger. First off, I have a religious view on things, so that already gives me a confidence build right there, knowing that somebody loves me. Don't want to bring up a religious view, but that's my persona. Second, I always try to make things happy. It's really rare for me to be upset at work, and there's this mental build that I can just be happy constantly. The confidence thing is not really there, but I'm happy all the time, so I'm able to do my work well. And when I do receive a compliment, I at least say, "Thank you, I appreciate that." But usually it's in response to the store as saying, "Oh, this is a nice clean store, this is very nice." Not a, "Oh, you do your job really well." My confidence still lacks to this day, so I can't say that I'm good at being a really good confidant, but at least, if anything, I've learned a lot from when I was a kid. Make sure your sources are correct. Make sure you are absolutely standstill. Make sure you have your sources. I said that twice already, but you get the idea. You have to make sure you're firm of yourself, and unfortunately that takes time to build. And even to this day, I can't hold it firm. This is something that I have to fix, and I have to be able to build for myself. Unfortunately, this could take a long time, especially right now since I'm on academic probation at school, and that doesn't help. But I know, with enough people behind my back, and the right views of others, that I can get through something. I may not have confidence in myself, but because I have confidence in others that do have confidence in me, that at least is settling. And at least then, I can be confident in that. Anyways, I'm rambling. I will talk to you all later. Peace out. And thank you for listening to that. What is your view on confidence, and how do you build yours? Leave a comment below or a video response, and I would greatly appreciate it, for I could use some advice on this subject as well. Peace out.